Welcome to our deep dive into heart health. February is American Heart Month, and we're here to, give you the info and maybe spark some inspiration.
Yeah, a perfect time to, focus on our hearts.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S.
Yeah, it is.
And even scarier, it's often called the silent killer because many people don't realize they have heart disease until it's too late.
Yeah, and that's because a lot of the risk factors like, high blood pressure or high cholesterol, they don't really have obvious symptoms early on. So
It's like a ticking time bomb.
it is kind of like a ticking time bomb, but the good news is we can diffuse it.
Okay, good.
Huh.
So let's talk about how we can do that. What are some things we should be aware of when it comes to heart health?
Well, there are a few key areas we should focus on. First, let's talk about those usual suspects: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking, obesity, lack of physical activity, and diabetes.
Okay, wow, that's quite a list.
hmm
Are all of these risk factors, equally important?
They all contribute, but some have a more direct impact.
Okay.
For example, high blood pressure, it puts a lot of strain on your heart over time, and that increases the risk of damage to your arteries,
Right.
which can lead to heart attacks or strokes.
Oh, wow.
And high cholesterol, specifically high LDL cholesterol, contributes to plaque buildup in your arteries, and that can restrict blood flow.
And that's bad.
And again, it can increase the risk of serious cardiovascular events.
So it's not just about the numbers on a chart, it's understanding how it impacts our bodies.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
find thinking about it that way makes it more real for me.
absolutely. And what's fascinating is that we actually have a lot of control over these risk factors.
Okay.
So by making positive changes to our lifestyle, we can really reduce our chances of developing heart disease.
All right, so let's dive into those positive changes. Everyone's probably thinking, okay, I want to protect my heart. Where do I begin?
Well, you can start right in your kitchen.
This is where you tell me to eat my vegetables.
Well, yes, but let's go beyond just the usual eat your greens advice and talk about why certain foods are heart heroes.
Okay, I like.
For example, berries. They're packed with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, and those have been linked to lower blood pressure and improved blood vessel function.
Okay.
And leafy greens like spinach and kale, those are rich in nitrates
Oh, yeah, I love.
because your body converts into nitric oxide, and that's a molecule that helps to, relax and widen blood vessels, improving blood flow.
So it's not just about eating more fruits and vegetables, but it's about choosing the right ones to really maximize those heart-healthy benefits.
Exactly. And it's not just about what you add to your diet, but what you limit.
Okay.
Take salt, for example. Too much sodium raises your blood pressure, putting extra strain on your heart.
I'm a bit of a salt fiend, so that hits home for me.
I understand, but aiming for less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day can make a big difference.
Okay.
And of course, we have to talk about sugar.
Oh, yeah, sugar, it's everywhere. Why is it so bad for our hearts?
Well, those added sugars lead to weight gain and increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And both of those are major risk factors for heart disease.
That's like a domino effect.
Exactly. So reading labels and making conscious choices about those added sugars is crucial.
Now, I'm guessing exercise is also a key player here.
Absolutely. Regular physical activity is really important for heart health.
I know we're supposed to aim for 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week, but realistically, a lot of people struggle to fit that in.
I hear you. And that's where understanding the nuances is helpful.
Okay.
You see, even short bursts of activity throughout the day can make a difference.
Okay.
It all adds up.
So even if I don't have time for a full workout, getting up and moving around can benefit my heart.
Precisely. Think move more, sit less.
Okay.
Especially relevant these days, right? We all have desk jobs and sit in front of screens all day, so taking those mini breaks to stretch, walk around, or even just stand up can impact your heart health.
That's encouraging. It makes it a lot more achievable.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you and, incorporating those heart-healthy habits into your daily life.
Yeah.
In a way that feels sustainable.
Okay, so we've covered healthy eating and regular movement. What else should we be thinking about?
Something that often gets overlooked is stress management.
Okay.
Chronic stress can really, take a toll on your cardiovascular system,
Yeah.
leading to increased blood pressure, inflammation, and even damage to your arteries.
I think we can all relate to feeling stressed these days.
Yeah.
Modern life is a lot to handle.
Yeah.
But how does stress actually harm our hearts?
So when you're stressed, your body releases hormones like adrenaline and cortisol.
Okay.
And these hormones cause your heart rate and blood pressure to spike.
Oh, no.
And over time, this can damage your arteries and increase your risk of heart disease.
So it's not just feeling overwhelmed, it's causing physical changes in our bodies.
It is, yeah.
So what are some things we can do to manage stress effectively?
There are so many great techniques you can try. Mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing are fantastic
Oh, yeah.
for calming your nervous system and reducing those stress hormones.
Okay.
And yoga is a wonderful way to combine physical activity with stress relief.
I've heard great things about yoga, but I've always been a little intimidated to try it.
I understand, but there are so many different styles of yoga,
Okay.
from very gentle beginner classes to the more vigorous flows. So you can definitely find something that suits your fitness level and preferences.
Okay.
And the beauty of yoga is that it benefits not only your physical health, but also your mental and emotional well-being.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
What about other stress-busting activities?
Well, spending quality time with loved ones is a really powerful antidote to stress.
Oh, yeah.
Social connection releases oxytocin, and that's a hormone that promotes feelings of happiness and well-being,
Okay.
which helps counteract the negative effects of those stress hormones.
So it's literally good for the heart to spend time with people we love.
Absolutely. And then, there are simple things like prioritizing sleep,
Right.
aiming for 7 to 9 hours each night.
That's always a struggle for me.
I get it. And making time for activities you truly enjoy.
So it's not all about deprivation and discipline.
No, not at all. It's about finding a balance,
Yeah.
incorporating those healthy habits, but also making time for joy, relaxation, and connection.
I love that. It makes taking care of your heart a lot less daunting.
Exactly. And another crucial aspect of heart health is knowing your numbers.
Okay, numbers, you mean like my blood pressure and cholesterol.
Yes. Those are some of the key metrics you should be aware of.
Okay.
But it's not just about knowing the numbers.
Right.
It's about understanding what they mean and what you can do to improve them.
So it's not just about getting those numbers checked at your annual physical. It's about having an ongoing dialogue with your doctor about your heart health.
Precisely. Being proactive and informed. Your doctor can help you interpret those numbers, assess your risk factors, and create a personalized plan to optimize your heart health.
This is all great information, but I think it's important to acknowledge that heart health is often perceived as a men's issue,
Right.
but that's not the whole story, right?
You're absolutely right. There's this misconception that heart disease mainly affects men.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's the leading cause of death for women as well.
Wow.
And this has led to underdiagnosis and delayed treatment for women.
So why is heart disease often overlooked in women?
Well, there are a few reasons. First, the symptoms of heart disease can be different in women.
Okay.
They're often more subtle and less classic than the crushing chest pain we usually associate with heart attacks in men.
So women might be experiencing symptoms, but not realize they're heart-related.
Exactly. Women are more likely to experience things like nausea, fatigue, shortness of breath, or back pain, which can easily be mistaken for something else.
That's scary.
It is. And because these symptoms are less obvious, they may be dismissed
Oh, no.
or misdiagnosed, and that leads to delays in treatment.
This is so important for women to be aware of.
Absolutely. And that's where initiatives like the Go Red for Women campaign come in.
Ah, yes, Go Red for Women. I've seen that around. Can you tell us more about it?
Go Red for Women is this national movement dedicated to raising awareness about heart disease in women and empowering them to, take charge of their heart health.
Okay.
It focuses on education, advocacy, and fundraising to support research and prevention efforts specifically for women.
So it's more than just wearing red.
Much more. It's about creating a community of support,
Okay.
providing resources, information, and advocating for policies that promote women's heart health.
And it takes place during February, right?
Yes. The signature event is National Wear Red Day,
Okay.
which falls on the first Friday of February each year.
Oh, right.
People all across the country, even globally, wear red to show their support for the fight against heart disease in women.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a simple way to show solidarity and raise awareness.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that heart health is something we should be thinking about year-round, not just in February.
So Go Red for Women is a great way to start, but it's about making those changes last beyond February. Right?
Absolutely. It's about, incorporating those healthy habits into our daily lives
Yeah.
and making heart health a priority all year long. And that brings us to a crucial point. We've talked a lot about the what of heart health, but what about the how?
Hmm.
What are some tangible steps our listeners can take today to show their hearts some love?
That's a great question, and one we'll dive into after a quick break. We're back and ready to brainstorm some actionable steps our listeners can take today to prioritize their heart health.
No need to wait till Monday, right?
Exactly. Small changes can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So what are some, easy wins our listeners can aim for?
Well, if you're a coffee drinker, maybe today is the day you skip that extra sugar or cream. It's a
Yeah.
little swat, but those things add up.
I'm definitely guilty of that sugary coffee trap. Maybe I'll try adding cinnamon instead.
Yeah,
That's good for blood sugar, right?
exactly. It adds a delicious flavor boost, too.
Okay.
Or maybe, today's the day you swap out that afternoon bag of chips for a handful of almonds or some fresh fruit.
I love that. Snack swaps are a game changer. What are some other heart-healthy snack options?
So many. Think about things like Greek yogurt with berries, a hard-boiled egg, or even some sliced veggies with hummus.
Hummus is my weakness.
Mine too. It's packed with protein and fiber, which helps keep you feeling full.
Right.
Those small changes really add up over time.
It doesn't have to be all about food, though, right?
Absolutely. Maybe today's the day you take the stairs instead of the elevator,
Oh, yeah.
or park a little further away from the store and get some extra steps in.
I'm always looking for ways to sneak in more movement.
Yeah.
What about those of us who really struggle to, make time for exercise?
It's about finding what works for you. If you're short on time, try incorporating, short bursts of activity throughout your day.
Okay.
Even 10 minutes here and there makes a difference.
So it's not about having to hit the gym every day.
Not necessarily. You can get a great workout at home with bodyweight exercises,
Right.
online fitness videos, or even just dancing around your living room.
Yeah.
Find something you enjoy and make it a part of your routine.
Make it fun.
Exactly. And remember, exercise has benefits beyond heart health.
Oh, yeah.
Improves your mood, boosts your energy, and helps you sleep better.
It's a win-win.
Mm.
Speaking of things that are good for our mood and sleep, we can't forget about stress management.
Oh, that's so important. Yeah,
Chronic stress can really take a toll on our hearts.
it can.
So finding healthy ways to manage stress is so important.
It is.
I know we talked about meditation and yoga earlier,
Right.
but what about other stress-busting techniques our listeners could try today?
If meditation isn't your thing, try deep breathing exercises. Even just a few minutes of focused breathing can calm your nervous system
Yeah.
and reduce those stress hormones.
I've heard about the 4-7-8 breathing technique.
Yes, it's a great one.
Yeah.
You inhale for a count of 4, hold for 7, and then exhale slowly for 8.
Okay.
It's super calming, and you can do it anywhere.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
What about other ways to de-stress?
Spending time in nature is incredibly restorative.
I agree.
Even a short walk in the park can do wonders for you.
Yeah, there's something so grounding about being in nature.
Yeah. And let's not forget about, connection,
Right.
talking to a friend, a loved one, sharing your worries.
Yeah.
That can be incredibly therapeutic.
It's like a weight lifted.
Exactly. And sometimes just acknowledging those feelings can be helpful.
Yeah.
It's about, being kind to yourself.
Of compassion.
Yes. And speaking of self-care, let's not forget about sleep.
Oh, sleep. The holy grail, but so elusive.
I hear you, but it's so important for your heart and overall health.
Okay, convince me. Why is sleep so crucial?
When you sleep, your body repairs and rejuvenates itself.
Okay.
And during sleep, your blood pressure and heart rate drop,
Oh.
giving your cardiovascular system a break.
So it's not just about feeling rested, but giving our hearts a chance to recover.
Exactly. And when we don't sleep enough, our bodies produce more of those stress hormones,
Right.
which can lead to increased blood pressure.
Got to prioritize those.
Yes, aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep.
All right, so we've got some great ideas for healthy eating, moving more, managing stress, and prioritizing sleep. Is there anything else our listeners could do today to take action?
If you're due for a checkup, maybe today's the day you schedule that appointment.
Ugh, I've been putting that off.
It's easy to let those things slip, but they're important.
Yeah, I should really call my doctor.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to connect with your doctor and, get those key numbers checked.
Speaking of numbers, what are some of the key metrics we should be paying attention to?
Blood pressure is a big one. Aim for a reading below 1280.
Okay,
And cholesterol is another one.
right.
It's not just about the total cholesterol number, but the breakdown of the different types.
Okay.
You want high levels of HDL, the good cholesterol,
Okay.
and low levels of LDL, which is the bad cholesterol.
So it's about understanding what those numbers mean for our heart health.
Exactly. And your doctor can help you interpret those numbers and, make adjustments to your lifestyle or medication if needed.
This is great information. I feel like we're arming our listeners with, what they need to know to take control of their heart health.
That's the goal. It's all about empowerment.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
Every step you take towards a healthier heart is a victory.
Beautifully said.
And we're ready for the final part of our heart health journey. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore.
Yeah, we've really focused on, the steps we can take as individuals.
Right.
But there's a bigger picture that we often miss.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What are we missing?
The social and environmental factors that influence heart health.
Okay.
It's not just about individual choices.
Right.
It's about the systems and structures that shape our lives.
So you're saying that, our surroundings can actually impact our heart health.
Absolutely. Think about, access to healthy food.
Okay.
If you live in a food desert where there's no fresh produce and tons of fast food,
Right.
it's going to be a lot harder to make those heart-healthy choices.
Yeah, it's like an obstacle course to a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly. And it's not just food.
Yeah.
What about safe spaces for physical activity?
Okay.
Do you have access to parks, walking trails, or gyms?
Yeah, I guess I take those things for granted.
Yeah, and then there are things like air pollution
Okay.
that's been linked to increased risk of heart disease.
Wow. So even the air we breathe can impact our hearts.
It's true. And then there are the social determinants of health,
Okay.
like income, education, and social support.
Right.
Those can all influence health.
So it's not just about individual responsibility.
Right.
It's about, creating a society that supports heart health for everyone.
That's the key. We need policies that improve access to healthy food, create those safe spaces,
Yeah.
and reduce those hazards.
It's about making the healthy choice the easy choice.
Exactly. And fostering a culture of health where everyone takes care of their hearts.
That's a beautiful way to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not just about ourselves.
Right.
It's about a healthier future for everyone.
I agree. And as we're wrapping up here, I'm feeling very hopeful.
Yeah.
We have the knowledge, the tools, and the resources to make a difference.
I feel it too. It's inspiring to see so many people coming together
It is. It is.
to raise awareness and make a change.
It's a good reminder that we're not alone in this.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
I want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this exploration of heart health.
Yeah.
We hope you learned something, felt inspired, and most importantly, feel a sense of love for your heart.
Keep those hearts beating strong, deep divers.